Okay, so let's try this. I want to know what odd and even kind of mean with respect to sine and cosine, right? Okay, so what does odd mean just for functions?
Like from sort of the x, y line.
Okay, so you could think of it in terms of like
It flips diagonally across the x equals y axis. Right?
yeah, kind of. I would think of it this way, as minus f of x is f of minus x, which means that a vertical flip is a horizontal flip. Does that make sense? A horizontal flip and a vertical flip would be the same thing. So if you started with, say, sine, right? Sine looks like this. This is sine just by itself. If you did a vertical flip to the graph of sine, what's that going to look like?
Same thing. You're going to go down instead of up.
Yeah, you're just going to go down instead of up, but otherwise it looks like a sine wave, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get something that looks like yay, give or take, right?
Yes.
So this would be minus sine of x.
Right.
You guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay, if I do a horizontal flip, right, that's this one.
Same thing.
What's it going to do? Well, it's going to go
It's going to go
down instead of up,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
otherwise it's the same.
So in that sense, a horizontal flip is a vertical flip.
Yeah, and you might notice that these two pictures are exactly the same, right? Those two
Yeah.
graphs are equal. And that would tell you that sine is an odd function.
Okay.
Cool. Keep in mind, if I had sine plus something, if I had adjusted the midline first,
They're a different color.
I was, but I don't want one of the blue ones. Okay, so if I had adjusted this thing, so let me just adjust. So here's a sine plus something in dots, right? If I did a horizontal flip of that, what's it going to look like?
Go way down. Horizontal would be the other way. Yeah.
Horizontal, it's going to be
You just go upwards down.
same height, but it's going to go down instead of up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get something that looks like this.
Yeah.
You guys with that? If I do a vertical flip to that thing,
It would end up way low on the ground.
yeah, it'll end up down here, going down instead of up. You guys see that?
Yep.
So my dotted thing is,
Is why and adding ish.
so in dot land, right? Is this equals? That picture, that picture? Nope. Right, so the solid sine function, right, like sine by itself is,
Odd.
what was that again? That was odd.
Yeah.
So sine by itself is odd, but sine shifted up isn't odd anymore. You guys see that? So that, the moral of that would be something like, if sine of x is odd, sine of x plus 2 isn't.
Signs are odd until you shift them.
Yeah, sines are odd until you shift them vertically.
Right.
Or
If you shift them horizontally
by not appearing.
by periods, it can make things this. Yeah, there's some weirdness with the periodicity, right?
Right.
If you shift it by a period or
It'd
by
be the
any
same.
multiple of a period, it should be the same.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
because it's the same as what it was to start with, right?
Right. Exactly.
You guys see that? Okay, so there's some weirdness with periods, right? But vertical shifts, at least, are definitely not going to be
Yeah.
odd. Are they going to be even? What's even mean?
It means like it reflects across the y-axis. That is.
Yeah, so even would mean f of minus x is f of x. So that's a, which flip is the f of minus x?
Flip over the y-axis.
Yeah, that's a horizontal flip. Is what did this one get done to it?
Nothing.
Yeah. Right, so if a horizontal flip gets you back to where you started, right, then you're even.
Right.
Does that make sense with cosine? Let's see. Cosine,
Start at your minimum.
start at the maximum, right? So you go like this.
Yeah. And so if you flipped it, it'd just be like that.
And if you flip horizontally,
It's the same thing.
you get the same thing.
Yeah. So it's even.
So that one's even, right?
Yeah. Until you shift it horizontally.
But then if you shift it horizontally, yeah, then you get something a little bit dorky. If you shift it vertically,
No, it's still your chill.
yeah, it's still even. You guys see that?
I see it.
Okay, then there's some rules for even and odd that are weird. Yeah, keep in mind these are, the even and the odd aren't things about numbers. We're not talking about even and odd numbers, we're talking about even and odd polynomials. So the odd things act like x cubed, and even things act like x squared.
Okay.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
So it's even and odd degrees of polynomial, really, and degrees of monomial even,
Okay.
not even and odd numbers.
Right.
And if you multiply two even numbers, or sorry, an even number times an odd number,
You get an even number.
you get an even number.
Yeah.
But if you multiply an even function by an odd function, you get an odd function.
Okay.
Because you add the exponents.
Always?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
For instance, tangent, right? What's tangent made out of?
Sine over cosine.
Yes, I don't.
Okay, so tangent of x, right, is sine of x over cosine of x.
So true.
And sine is,
Why?
sine is odd, and cosine is
Even.
even. If you take an odd thing and divide by an even thing with numbers,
You get an odd thing.
You can mean.
you get a
Wait,
fraction.
Wait,
Right?
fractions be even?
No, yeah, you would get even.
No, even and odd are defined for counting numbers.
So a
for
half, so a
integers.
half is not even allowed.
Yeah, a half is not even normal.
Got it.
So this is weird, right?
Yeah.
So.
But in function land, if you take an odd degree, like x to the fifth, and divide by x squared, what do you get?
X to the third.
X to the third, so that would say that I would expect this to be odd.
Right.
Makes
Right.
sense.
You guys see that? So my expectation is that this is odd. And I could check that by doing tangent of minus x, right? Which should be sine of minus x over cosine of minus x.
Yeah.
What's cosine of minus x?
It's just cosine.
That's just cosine, right? That's this thing. So I get cosine of x on the bottom. And what's sine of minus x?
Negative sine of that.
Negative sine of x. Oh, and that junk there is tangent.
Yeah.
Negative
So
tangent.
You guys see that? So I got tangent of negative x is negative tangent of x.
Whoa, that's like a odd.
That's like an odd thing, because I expected it to be odd, and lo and behold it is.
Wow.
You guys cool with that?
Signs.
Cool.